Why is that so? Some people are able to speak in English effortlessly, fluently, smoothly, and without any hesitation. Whereas for some people, speaking in English is a hard nut to crack. So the people who are able to speak fluently, what they are doing differently. The exact question I used to ask myself when I started learning this language. Then I have hustled and juggled in my English journey. After all, you can see the results right in front of you. And today I am going to spill the beans that what are the things which you are not doing and the fluent speakers are doing. And because of that, they have made their English up to the mark. But your English is still below the mark. One thing which fluent speakers have never ever forgotten when they have started their English journey, and that's why today they have accomplished their goals, is consistency. Consistency and a deadline. Yeah, listen. Sometimes, we make a lot of excuses. Maybe she is not married and that's why she has a lot of time to practice. Maybe I am married and that's why I don't have time to practice. I am working professional whereas she is not, or I am working professional where he is not, and that's why I am not getting time. You know what? Life is throwing a lot of things, a lot of struggles, and that's why I'm not able to learn. This list of excuses will never stop. Okay? So what they have done actually, they have decided that we will be consistent with our deadline. So before even consistency, your deadline comes into the picture. Yeah, you can say, I have whole life to learn this language. But seriously, this is something which you have decided? When I started learning this language, there was a clear goal in my mind. First, I really want to be a fluent speaker. And second, when? That when was clear in my mind. Okay, so I said deadline within a year. I will become a fluent speaker. That time, one thing was damn clear in my mind. And what was that? Problems, fluctuations will come no matter what. Today you are going to plan that I'm going to read, I'm going to write, I'm going to study, I'm going to do this and that. I will just watch English content and all. I'll practice. But nothing will go as per your expectations. Okay? And it will not happen just one time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. It will happen multiple times. Okay? But how you're going to deal with it and how you're going to fix it, that matters most. Problem is the part of everyone's life. It walks with us. Right? Understand this thing, keep it in your mind and start walking. Start your English journey. Okay? If today you are not able to do it, it doesn't mean that tomorrow also you will not do it. Your life is like a beautiful book. If one chapter is not interesting, if one chapter is literally terrible, it doesn't mean that the next chapter is going to be the same. Right? How interesting you are going to make your book, that is entirely dependent on you. I don't know at what level you are, whether beginner level, intermediate level, advanced level, but still there's always a room for improvement and you are looking for that. You are seeking for that. Yeah? So please, set your deadline and be consistent with your journey. Now, second thing which they never ever forget is grasping. When I talk about grasping, I'm not talking about just listening in English. Okay? All day long, are you even grasping anything in English? It can be reading a book, it can be listening in English, it can be listening to a person who is speaking in English, it can be anything. It can be listening podcast while driving or working. But are you grasping stuff in English? Understand, the funda is very simple. Your mind is like a tank. Your mind is like a tank. Okay? And your mouth is like a tap. So what you fill in this mind, definitely the exact thing will come out of your mouth. So, are you grasping? And again, when I said grasping, it's not just about listening. I know listening plays a vital role. Listening plays a damn vital role. It takes some time. Nothing happens overnight. So at least for, this temporary fixation, you have to find something which will give you a good start. Okay, so what's that single thing? Start, and gradually you will start liking everything. When I started my English journey, honestly speaking, I used to hate everything. Like, reading was a hard nut to crack for me, writing was not my cup of tea, and seriously, speaking was miles away from me. Okay, but still, I started making sense with everything, and I developed my habits gradually. You know, if you don't want to learn, at least make it fun. Alright, listen songs in English. You can just simply listen songs in English. You can watch American movies in English. You can watch American series in English. Okay, entirely your choice. If you really want to make it a fun, make it a fun. But you have to, in order to inculcate, implement, and develop these habits, you have to start anyhow. So the entertainment can be the best way. That's how I started. At first, I didn't just start with, reading great books. No, I also started in the very same way. Now, the third thing is contribution. Contribution and participation. First is your consistency and deadline. Second is your grasping. Okay, what do you grasp? And third thing is your contribution and your participation. Where do you contribute and where do you participate? That also matters most. Okay, you may have noticed some people what they do. If they don't get environment to speak in English, while speaking they use, multiple words of English while speaking in Hindi or while speaking in their first language. And I'm really impressed by these people. I have couple of people in my contact, and they use a lot of words in English while speaking. And I really wonder that seriously they are speaking in Hindi, or they are using 50 to 70% words they are using in English. At least they have found that way for them. Okay, so are you participating like this? Second way is, while talking to someone, at least try to say some sentences in English. Do you do it? I do it. When I talk to someone, I find where I can say some sentences in English. So are you doing this? I am not saying entirely speak in English. Okay, just say everything in English, but at least some sentences while speaking. Another thing, when it comes to contribution and participation, have you found any person where you can practice? Have you found any application where you can practice? Have you at least started talking to yourself? These things, okay, which actually comes under one umbrella, which is your contribution and participation, actually gives you a boost of confidence. Okay, consistency is good, setting deadline is good, consumption is good, but what about production? What about production? Okay, so this is what you have to see. Today, just do this reality check. Where do you speak? I can understand if you're busy in life, but at least for 30 minutes every day, 45 minutes every day, at least with the person who is actually speaking better than you. Are you practicing with them? And yeah, one more thing, a disclaimer here. At first, it can be hard for you to find a person who is actually speaking better than you, because I had gone through that. When I started my journey, it was really a hard nut to crack for me, because no one was hustling and juggling for this language. But nowadays, everyone, they all are into it, because it has become a global language. Now, this language is not a language, this language is more of a skill now. So everyone is learning, right? Now, it's not a hard nut to crack for you to find a person who can speak better than you. A lot of applications are there, paid, unpaid, a lot of tutors are there. Find any place and start practicing there. So how you are contributing and participating every day? Are you even doing it? Everything is a one step forward towards your English fluency. Okay? And that's how I did. I was the person who could not utter even a single word, believe it or not. Even if I could utter even single word, but still I was hesitating a lot. As per my experience and the people I have seen in my surroundings who have actually become fluent now. Okay, so what are the things and key ingredients they have never ever forgotten? So these are the key ingredients. And now I want to know from you in the comment section, write it down. Are you consistent? Okay, even if you are not, are you dealing with consistency? Are you facing it? Are you trying to make it right? Second, have you really put your deadline? Have you set your deadline? Third, are you actually grasping, consuming something in your day-to-day life? And fourth, are you participating? Are you contributing? So if you are doing these things, then congratulations, you are moving towards fluency, and definitely soon you will get fluency. So if you like this video, definitely you are going to like this video too, where I have mentioned exactly how consistency looks like. Okay, and definitely you are going to learn something about consistency from this video. So don't forget to watch this video after this one. Okay, otherwise you will miss out on something very precious. All right, so with this thing, let's meet in the next video. Bye bye.